Hey guys, it's Chey. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo! So for today's video, I was inspired by Miss Jordan Lipscomb. If you guys don't know Jordan, she is a UK baddie, okay? She always comes through slaying her looks. And what I love about UK makeup is that they play with their makeup, okay? They're not afraid of a little color. They're not afraid of a little glitter. They love a good bronzy glam, all the things that I'm here for, okay? So this was my take on her look, and I kind of wanted to play with the purples just to make it more like Valentine's Day-esque. It's giving more anti-Valentine's Day, and I'm here for it because of the cool tone lip, and the eye is a glittery smoky eye. This look is definitely out of my comfort zone, but it was very fun to create, and I really do like how the look came out. Honestly, it's the glow and the highlight for me. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this look, if you like it here, if you like my vibe, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without any further ado, we're gonna get into this purple glitter smoky eye. Hey boo, so before getting into the look, we are gonna go ahead and take this e.l.f. Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm. This is like a cotton candy pink, and I'm using this on the lips because they are dry and crusty. To prime the eyes, we are taking a Miss P.LOUISE in Rumor number 4 on the lid, and I'm just going to pat and blend her out. So I did put it mostly on the lid, but then I added a little bit more to go on the crease and a little bit towards the temple. For the eyeshadow palette today, we are taking the Blend Bunny times Robert Welsh. This is the Divination palette. Look at how gorgeous she is. So we're gonna go and start with this color, which looked like a deep brown, but it's actually more of a absolute like blackberry color, and this is the shade Zoltar. As you can see, it's very pigmented, which I was not expecting for the first dip, but it just blends really nicely. And as you can see, I'm just packing this color all over the lid. Then to go ahead and soften the edges, I'm going into the shade called Gemini. So I'm going half on with the Zoltar and half on with Gemini just to blend the edges, and we're gonna just have a nice soft transition. And then to further blend, taking the lightest shade, which is called Affirmation, I'm gonna use that mostly in the crease just so that Gemini has to go has something to blend into. And then I'm just going to repeat these steps to intensify and have a better blend. As you can see, the blend is all coming together. And now for the fun part, I am taking these WITHLOVE Cosmetics pressed glitters, starting with the darker purple. This is in the shade called Grapevine, and then we're adding this bright pink color called Blush, and as you can see, it is glittery and sparkly. So we're just gonna line the lash line with some liquid eyeliner. I'm not doing a wing, I'm literally just lining the eyes. And then we're gonna take these LASH.SEVEN lashes. You can use my code MUACHEY. I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and recreate the eye. So now we are back, and I am trying out this D'Alba serum setting spray. My face has been super dehydrated because of the cold weather, so this is just a good thing to just refresh the skin before applying my makeup. But of course, I'm still gonna be using Miss DANESSA MYRICKS to prime the face. This is in the Radiant Universal shade, so it does still give that glow. And because we are doing sparkly eyes, we're going pretty full glam today, so color correcting is a must for me. So this is the Huda Beauty color corrector in the shade Mango, and we're just going to take our sponge and use that to blend out. Then for foundation, I'm taking the KYLIE Cosmetics foundation, and I'm mixing a little bit of blue pigment just to tone down the warmness. And then we are going to blend that into the skin. As you can see, it is melting very nicely, and it has really good coverage. Then we're going to move on to cream bronzer, and I'm taking this one from LYS. This is in the shade Honest, and this has been such a favorite bronzer for me to use. It's just super easy to glide on the skin and blend out, and I don't really have to be too precise, so I'm pretty much being a little bit messy when it comes to applying this bronzer. But as you can see, it literally just melts into the skin. It doesn't take long to do, and I'm not a person that spends hours and hours on my makeup, so this bronzer is the perfect tone, and it's just such a great bronzer. And for concealer, I'm trying out this Fenty Beauty Wear Even concealer. I have never tried this, okay? My under eyes have been a little bit dry because of allergies and the weather, so I wanted to get like a more hydrating concealer, so I wanted to try this out. I did pick up the shade 410, so it's pretty close to my foundation shade, but as you can see, it blends out really nicely, and I didn't really have any issues. I feel like it looked really good. It had a great coverage, and I actually used this to carve out my brows, and I don't have any complaints. So now we're gonna go ahead and brighten up the under eyes, and I'm taking this HMB Cosmetics. This is their more like lightweight concealer, and I'm just taking that in the shade 4N. And then we're gonna add a berry blush because Jordan used a more berry blush. So this is also from LYS, and y'all look at the pigment. So just like the cream bronzer, this cream blush is super emollient, and a little bit goes a long way. So to blend it out, I am using a smaller brush to be precise so that it doesn't go everywhere. And as you can see, it is blending out gorgeous. And normally I am not a berry blush type of girl, but for this look it worked out. So now I'm just blending out that concealer, and as you can see, it is giving me that brightness that I love. I had no issues blending it out as well, and it looked really good. So we're gonna go ahead and set the under eyes. Normally I use a loose powder, but everyone keeps saying a pressed powder first, so I'm taking the one size turn up the base versatile powder foundation in the shade medium 5 golden, and I'm using that to press the under eye. And as you can see, my little puppy Nico is in the back. He loves being with his mama, so he's kind of moving all around in the background. So now once I have those areas of concealer set, we are moving on to the bronzer. This is the Haus Labs bronzer in Acacia Ember, and I really have been loving this bronzer. I really like the undertone on here, and I like that it's blurring and smoothing, and it is a buildable bronzer. So the more you add, the more pigmented it gives, so you can go pretty soft or you can really build it up. So today I was going more for a softer look, and I really like how that looked. So I'm blending out that concealer on the nose, and then we are adding that powder bronzer right on top using tapping motions, and then we are going to go ahead and set the blush. This is the one size cheek clapper in Girly Pop, and Jordan did use like a more bright bubblegum pink, so that's what I'm trying to do, trying to mimic, you know, how she did her blush. So as you can see, it's setting really nicely, but I feel like I just wanted a little bit of a lighter blush, so I'm going into this Made by Mitchell Volume 2 blush book, and I'm gonna be taking this pink right here, kind of using it to like mid-tone blush and take it underneath the eyes. That way it just has a nice gradient effect. So it's time to bake the face, and I'm gonna be taking 2 different loose powders, starting with the Huda Beauty Peach Pie. I'm focusing this mostly in my T-zone and for, you know, majority of the face. So I'm going on my forehead, setting the brows because my brows do get oily. I'm using Peach Pie to also cut underneath the cheek. And then we're gonna go into Ube Birthday Cake, and that's where I'm setting the blush area to also try to tone down that berry. So I'm just gonna let that sit on the face for a little bit, and this is what you should look like. Absolutely insane, okay, with all this powder. But I'm gonna go ahead and dust it off with my foundation powder from One Size Beauty. This is in the shade Dark 1 Golden, and I'm just dusting that away. And while the powder is baking underneath the eyes, this is when I'm going to work on the lower lash line. So I'm adding some black in the waterline, and then we're going to go ahead and start smoking her out. So I'm going back into Gemini and smoking out that lash line, and as you can see, everything is smoking and blending out great. So now I'm just taking a brush with no product and just dusting off that powder, and you see the blur, you see the smoothness, you see the gradient. And I really liked that this powder really did tone down that berry and give more of a pink cheek. So now we're gonna go ahead and try out this blush topper, and y'all, I didn't really see a difference on my skin with this blush topper. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more brightening, so it wasn't. It just was pretty glittery. So I'm taking the Haus Labs highlighter, and I think this is in Rose Quartz, and as you can see, it is giving me the pink highlight of my dreams. It looks absolutely stunning. And as you can see, I'm having no problems blending her out, and I'm just going to take her on my nose as well. And just to rehydrate the face, because I'm feeling a little powdery, a little dry, I'm going back in with that D'Alba serum spray. And Jordan actually took a gold highlighter and just popped it on the front of the cheek. So that's kind of what I'm doing, just to see. Normally I don't like to enhance my cheeks this way, but you see the glow. Okay, so now we're on to the lip combo. So Jordan did like this pink lip combo with a cool tone lip, so I'm having my go at it. So this is a lip liner from Juvia's Place, and this is either going to be in the shade Riz or Coffee Bean. I'll have it listed in the description box. And then I'm just going in with this Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Stick, and then to top it off, I'm going into this H&B lip gloss. And oh my god, this lip is so different and out of my comfort zone, but I really love it. So now it's time to lock in the face using the DANESSA MYRICKS Liquid Blurring Balm Powder, setting spray. And then you really have to press it in to give that soft blur. And this is the final look, guys. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm in love. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.